It says it's now streaming. It says it's now streaming on YouTube. It says it's live.
Yeah, it should be live now.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Hello.
I don't know. Maybe.
It says it's streaming live on YouTube.
Are we doing it? Is it happening for us?
All right. Here we go.
Hey, where's my Natasha Nova shirt?
We're doing it.
The planet is back. The planet is back. The planet is back. Ground control, we have landed on the planet. It's been a long time, we should have never stranded, but we standing on the front line, prime for the sequel. Part 2 will rock you, the voice of the people. We had to take it back, shake it up and rearrange it. The industry's evolving, now we rolling with the changes. Black, Bobby, Mac, Josh, Brian, and Mary, about to take over the planet. Make some noise if you hear me. The planet is back. 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 Come on.
Yes. Come on indeed, everybody. Welcome back to Planet Platypus. Live from home extravaganza. We're trying to do this, man. I don't know. I still can't get used to this, man. How about you guys?
Somebody in front of the fan.
Yeah, there's
No,
like a tunnel happening on somebody's.
Yeah, it's probably me. I'm sitting outside. Hold on. Let me see. This is what I'm talking about, man. It's just ain't right. Let me bring it inside.
Okay.
How we doing, everybody?
We're good. Actually, today is a good day because it looks like we're going to slowly but surely start heading back to work, according to today's presidential briefing, which said that there's now a 3-phase plan in effect, which
3 phases.
Yeah, 3 phases, but unfortunately the bar and nightclub industry is not included in phase 1, but that was to be expected. I think having big groups of people right out of the gate, we all knew that wasn't going to happen, but
right.
So the President Trump today said that certain states can start opening their states as soon as tomorrow. So that's a great sign. You know, definitely a step in the right direction. They haven't given any dates, but you know, I think we'll start finding out soon enough approximately when at any capacity our clubs will be open. I know everybody in the industry I've spoken to is chomping at the bit. Have you guys done anything at home, like, you know, work related? Like the other day I started DJing for no reason. I mean, I know there was nobody here, but you know, I just started putting together a playlist or something. Bobby Mack, how about you?
Well, I was just hanging out during the afternoon, and I noticed there was no one on stage, so I tried to round up some naked women in my neighborhood.
Nice.
But
There you go. How'd that work out for you?
Turns out it was just the DJ and me. Like, you know, I had to tell myself, Bob, stop, calm down. No, you know.
Right. How about you, Josh?
Not at all, man. I am 100% in vacation mode. I don't even think I've listened to a note of music since this whole thing started.
Yeah, you're actually a changed man in this whole quarantine, shutdown, whatever you want to call it. You went from you know, straight, you know, buying gaudy and crazy fancy furniture and riding motorcycles and starting your own Sons of Anarchy clans, and now you're, I think, a Buddhist at this point. I'm not sure.
I always had a good balance, so it's still the best of both going on over here. So I'm still riding the motorcycles. I'm buying gaudy furniture, and then I'm you know, meditating on it afterwards.
Great. Well, I want to welcome everybody to the Planet Platypus show. It's obviously a little bit different than usual these days, but what isn't? Here with Bobby Mack from Monroe's in West Palm Beach, Florida, and Josh from wow.
Yeah, I'm out here at the Planet Platypus studios. It's very lonely, man. I got to say, I as much as I enjoy looking at your gleaming smiles over here on the Zoom, I really do miss having you guys in the studio. I feel like it's just, you know, not the same.
Yeah, it's everything's just so different. But we're joined today by the one and only feature entertainer Annie Lane From you're in Rhode Island. What's up, Andy?
Huh?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm sorry. I'm sharing the link. I'm sharing the other link.
Oh, well, if you'd like to pay attention, we're only doing a live podcast.
Well, I'm sharing it on YouTube so
forget it.
people
We're
can
gonna skip
watch.
you down and go right to Bailey Fox and let our viewers know that Bailey Fox is also here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Entertainer extraordinaire. Bailey, what part of the country are you in right now?
I am in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Nice. And how is everything over there? Is it have you been on lockdown? Have you been out on the streets to see if anything's going on?
Bobby. So I'm on live TV. I'm gonna try to be nice about Knoxville.
Oh no, you could. It's completely uncensored.
Knoxville is a little bit dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Hold back.
Example.
Everyone is okay. So I went to Walmart today, and people were wearing masks like that.
With
Your
their-
nose is open.
I see a lot of that also. It's like people just like don't really get it.
You're doing it wrong. Okay, all the toilet paper's gone. Still, there's no toilet paper. None.
What have you used for a substitute?
Pokemon.
Oh,
Oh man, poor Pikachu.
On last week's show, we discovered that Jake had run into an actual apocalyptic zombie. Have you guys? What's the weirdest thing that you've seen out in public since this whole chaos has started? Bobby, I'll start with you. Like, tell me the weirdest person or situation or whatever. What's the weirdest thing that you've experienced?
That's a good one. Most for me, it's people in the grocery store because I took up Instacart driving, delivering some food and stuff. And, when I deliver the groceries to someone's house, the people at the house seem sane. They're the ones that made the call to have their groceries delivered. They're not going out in public. They don't even want to know from you. Like when you bring their groceries over, normally you'd walk up to the door, walk them in, get a tip. Now they want you to stay at the end of the driveway, drop the bags, step back away slowly, and wear the mask and things. But the people in the store are just fucking, like Bailey said, they're just dumb as rocks. I mean, how you're self-conscious now about touching your face. People are they're picking their nose, they're wiping their eyes. Why wear all the health gear if you're going to do all that shit anyway?
Hey, Josh, how about you? You've been on your motorcycle riding all over God's creation. What have you seen or run?
Yes, I've been living out my Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon fantasies out here in the apocalypse, just on my motorcycle out there. But one thing I noticed at the grocery store yesterday, there was a guy in the produce department and he had the rubber gloves on and he was just touching every single tomato in the bin, like just looking for that perfect ripe tomato with his filthy gloves. He also grabbed about 50 of the little plastic bags you pull off to put the produce in. He grabbed about 50 of those and just threw them in his cart, not to use them for shopping, but probably to take them home and use them, for other things. People are using plastic bags to pump gas and stuff like that. But the thing that just kind of struck me as funny is that he touched every tomato with his filthy, gross gloves.
That's fantastic.
Did you see the viral video floating around of the manager who head chopped somebody?
Yes.
What happened? I haven't seen this.
I mentioned that on last week's show, the guy that spit on the oranges, right?
When you said it, I had no frame of reference, and I guess someone sent it to me after the show.
Brutal.
Dude, you weren't kidding. He brought the hammer down from way back.
Yeah.
Oh, wham!
Yeah, that was like 1983 Andre the Giant WrestleMania shit. That was crazy. These girls weren't even born back then. They have no idea.
No, they're like, who?
So Annie Lane, what's the craziest thing you've seen out in public since this whole fiasco started?
Walmart. So it's interesting. They have X's outside for social distancing, but I'm wicked short and it's smaller than me. So I'm like, okay, this is not 6 feet. And then even though we're in line, people just crowd behind you. So I'm here and the person next to me is right here. So there's no point. I feel like we'd be safer in the store. And then when I get in the store and I try to move around someone, it's they just always hover behind me, even in line. But other than that, nothing too crazy.
Well, do you feel like when we get back to society, people are going to be super chatty and, social because we've been bottled up? Or do you think people are going to be like overly distant and almost rude to a sense?
No, I think people are going to be overly chatty because I've been FaceTiming with a lot of people that they tell me that they don't usually FaceTime and stuff like that too. It's just they want that social interaction. So, like my mom never FaceTimes, and my mom FaceTimes me. Well, we haven't seen each other in a while, but she FaceTimes me every day and stuff like that. Like even my dad and like, a couple other my friends, they're just like, can we FaceTime? And I'm like, yeah.
Right. How about you, Bailey? What's the strangest, craziest thing that you've witnessed in Knoxville, Tennessee?
So I actually don't go out very much. I don't need to. I get my groceries delivered, and I'm an introverted person anyways, except like at work, I'm more social and friendly, but in my personal life, I'm pretty quiet and I stay to myself.
How do you survive as an introverted stripper? Like seriously, how does that work? Walk me through that, 'cause that's interesting to me.
It's very difficult, and I have to take a lot of breaks. Like I take time off of work, and I don't work more than 3 or 4 days a week. I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't do anything, but I genuinely love to dance. So that's my outlet.
But do you have
That's how-
anxiety about it? Is it like a form of anxiety, or is it just the fact that you're so introverted just in your personality?
So I come off rude a lot. So I this is the first time I've ever met you, I think. I know Annie and Bobby. This is the first time meeting everyone else. I've probably seen you like in Vegas or something, but I don't talk to anyone unless they talk to me first. And a lot of people think I'm stuck up and rude, but I'm not. I'm just by myself. I'm not bothering anyone. I'm just watching, saying hi, being pleasant, but I'm not going to come up and talk to people that I don't know very often, which I would probably help
You
me
better
a lot
get used to
more.
that in the feature game, young
I
lady.
know.
So do you not do like meet and greets and stuff like that afterwards? Do you not like,
Oh,
or
yeah,
do you,
yeah.
or
Like,
after you go off stage, do you have to like kind of like decompress from being on stage and stuff like that?
no, pretty much the time that I walk into the building until I walk out, I'm good. Like if it's time to be social, I can be social. But in my personal life, I don't look to be social.
When you're traveling the country though, and you're booking all these dates and whatnot, when you're inside the club, do you kind of bottle yourself up for the whole day, and then you're around people just when you're at the club ready to perform and while you're on stage? Or do you just try to like meet people in the town? Because like Bobby was saying, as your feature has to promote herself all the time. I mean, you're in strange towns every week, meeting new people literally every day. So that interaction is a key part of the business. So I'm just curious as to, is it like a light switch? You're like, okay, I got to go to work, and then for these 8 hours, I have to kind of play that character. I'm Bailey Fox for 8 hours, and then is that pretty much it?
Yeah, I'm social. Like the work me is social, but the home me isn't. Like I have a few close friends that I hang out with, but I don't like bar hop. Like I work in a bar. I don't want to go to a bar
Right.
on like Monday.
What do you do?
Huh?
So what do you do?
I'm boring.
If somebody's taking you out, you obviously don't want to go to a bar. Where do you go?
Movies. We just hang out at my house.
I gotta be honest, Bailey, you're really selling yourself here on this podcast.
I know, man. Y'all are making me feel real bad.
No, honestly, I gotta say I can relate too. And if there's one thing like this whole quarantine has taught me is that like I'm realizing that I think my nature, by just nature, I'm just a lazy piece of shit. And I'm just finally now getting to like indulge it. Because I'm like in no hurry to get back to normal life at all. I'm actually like just.
I love being stuck in the house.
Yeah, I really enjoy not having anything to do. I kind of like that I have no like obligations right now. It's just kind of, I can be creative. I could, sit and do music stuff, or just, just whatever I want to do. I can take naps all day. It's nice. I like it.
Apps.
I couldn't be more opposite of that mentality right now.
Oh, I know you are. You're like just a very career-driven person too. So without that, I feel like you must be losing your mind.
I want to play stripper.
What's that?
I want to play stripper. Like, I want to go out. I want to shake my ass. Like, I want to play stripper.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. So, as feature entertainers who travel, and now we're getting back to hopefully normal life, whatever that may be for the next month or two. How is, like, have you given any thought as to your phases and steps as they let us back in traveling wise? I mean, it's going to be, I think, even harder for you guys than it is just regular house girls, you know, because you got to deal with the airport stuff, and I'm sure there's going to be extra steps there. You know, you have to deal with the hotels. There's going to be extra steps there. You know, so have you guys even started almost game planning or getting yourself ready from a logistical standpoint?
So I was traveling to like the end until basically like
Well, you were
everything
booked for
shut
the
down.
year.
I was at a club when it did shut down because I was game on. But it's interesting about the airports. There is no one in the airport. So when it comes to the airports, I'm not really nervous about that. Like for the last whole month I was traveling, no one sat in my whole row. There was no one next to me, and
God, that would be awesome.
I'm sure airplanes won't be at nearly half capacity. And I have off sanitizer and stuff like that. But I'm going to travel. Well, I want to travel. If someone wants me, put me in coach, and I'll just try to social distance when I'm back home and I have no one at risk, and I will just try to be safe. But I am dying to go out and play.
Yeah. How about you, Bailey? You're good at home, huh? You got...
I miss work. I miss stage. I miss my shows. I did miss pole dancing until I put one in my house, and that's helped. Like, I love stage. I love performing. It's my favorite thing to do. Even before I knew what a feature was, turns out I was featuring.
What's your least favorite thing?
My least favorite thing about what?
Well, you said you love performing. About the business. What if you love performing, what do you hate? Job. Just anything about the job.
I don't think I hate anything. I love my job. I legitimately love my job.
So you love it. As an introvert, I think that's interesting because I thought you were going to go with the customer angle. Like, I hate dealing with drunk, handsy people. I hate dealing with, you know, certain types of customers or certain types of personalities, you know, but.
So I can deal with drunk, handsy people. You know, usually I just tell them no or have somebody help me, and that's the end of it. It's whatever. If I'm working, like if I'm house girl dancing, which I still do because I'm new. If I'm house girl dancing and I work like 5 or 6 days a week, it starts to wear on me. But during a booking, or if I stick to 3 days a week, I'm happy the entire time I'm at work. I'm fine. I just have a limit. So I can be social. I like my job. I love my job. I love working. I love dancing. I love the customers. I love the people, but I just need breaks. So
I house dance and stuff too. I could not work 5 days. I feel like I'd make less money. I like that's so I
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Yeah, no.
So Platt, I'm not going to tell you who. I want you to guess. Okay, I'm not going to give you any hints at all. But guess who has a Pornhub page?
Guess who has a Pornhub page?
Yeah, take a wild guess.
Jimmy Boucher.
Yes.
Really?
No.
That's your guess.
Bailey Fox.
There you go.
Wait, you're doing porn?
Totally. You should see the stuff she has on there, dude.
Like what?
Gangbang stuff. She's got blacked videos. She's got it. She's got it all.
No way.
No, you're full of shit. Bailey, what's the real deal? You're on Pornhub. How? Are you doing like a Pokemon? Your stuffed animal? Why are you fucking miming right now? We're on video. Just tell me.
It's funny. I'm really weird, guys. Okay.
And okay.
You fit right in.
I'm super
What did you do on Pornhub?
Go look.
Go look.
Go look. Everybody go look right
promo I
now.
have
Well,
ever
later,
heard
after the
anybody
show.
from the foreign world.
After the show.
And while you're there, make sure you subscribe. Thank you.
I have a Pornhub account, and when this
Worst
all
teaser ever.
started, I created a Seeking Arrangements account just to put my fans only page, my like fans only information on, because I figured like, you know, you're lonely, you're gonna
So
click this
technically,
link.
you're on Pornhub, but you don't do porn.
Mhm.
Why?
So
Am I the only one who
one
finds
of
this-
my videos on there is me doing a tarp wet bath, and I'm completely naked. You can't post that on YouTube, so I post it on Pornhub.
And it is a place where everybody's at. So I mean, it's smart to market there. As a matter of fact, Platt, I decided it would be smart for us to be on there. Now, obviously,
What?
obviously, you and I couldn't be on there. We're way
No.
too big. But Mr. Slim down here in the corner, he's been getting svelte lately. So I put the honors of Planet Platypus page for us.
Oh, that's amazing. You got to send me that. That's my screensaver now.
So now we're represented on Pornhub as well.
You know what's great
Oh,
about
that's
that?
great.
Josh, you look phenomenal, but you still would not get laid if you look like that. It's amazing.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
think I'll be all right.
That should be your business card.
It should be. Thank you, Bobby. I will definitely use that as my business card.
Hey, Jake, turn those into Planet Platypus business cards for us. I love it. That's
Great.
That's really good. So, I mean, it's obvious we can't wait to get back, but I really want to talk about our big event that's going to be coming up on May 1st at 8 p.m. A web festival called, Bobby?
Rock the House with
Rock the House.
with belly dancing by Jeb Gerald, which
Nice.
is going to be amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yes. For those
You
of
didn't
you
even know.
who don't know who Jeb Gerald is, I'm pretty sure Bobby will have a picture behind himself of Jeb Gerald in the near future.
Yeah, within seconds.
But
We
yeah,
see
so
what
May
happens.
1st, we're doing an industry-wide event. It's kind of like a telethon, I guess you'd call it. That's probably the best way to describe it. And we're going to have feature entertainers like Annie Lane and Bailey Fox doing different things from their living rooms. But now it's been upgraded to all of the clubs found out what we were doing. And we've been getting tremendous offers of, I sound like Trump for a second, tremendous.
Tremendous.
Yeah, so we get a lot of offers from different club owners saying, hey, I know we're closed down, but have the features come to our club and let them do it there. And it's been great. So now it seems like all of the features that are doing feature shows will be in actual empty strip clubs all over the country. And we've got a couple DJs, DJ Danny West out from Texas, this is confirmed, and Jimmy Boucher is going to do his DJ set live from inside Monroe's in West Palm Beach. And it's just going to be really cool. We've got stand-up comedians that are going to be doing different sets. There's Jeb Gerald. We've got stand-up comedians that will be doing different 10 minutes of comedy from their living room. Adam Hunter, a very good friend of ours, he was a host at our he was a host for the awards show. I want to say what, Jake, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Adam Hunter, I think it was around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so he was one of our hosts for our awards show. But anyway, the point is we're having a huge event May 1st, and we put a couple teaser ads out there, but starting early next week, Bobby's going to get a little more specific as to the schedule of events, who's performing where and when. And Jake's been working like a madman on how to figure out how to put literally 50 to 80 people in the industry together in 4 hours live on a webcast. It's a big jump, and we got big aspirations, I'll say, but I have a great.
I hear we have an inside friend who's working on trying to get Annie Lane into a club in Rhode Island.
Well, that's official. Actually, that was confirmed today. Brian Notriani, the general manager of Cadillac Lounge in Rhode Island, actually contacted me and said the owner, Mr. Dick Sheppy, actually said yes, he would love to have Annie come by. As long as she brings some Clorox wipes and leaves a roll of toilet paper, she's more than welcome to use their facility.
And leaves a pair of her panties behind when she goes, the standard thing.
Standard practice.
Penthouse, the Penthouse Corporation, really amazing people. Mr. Kirkendall, Chuck, and John Miller and Binger contacted me, and Eddie over there. They were the first ones to come forward and say, hey, whatever you need, use our club in New Orleans. We would love to have, any of the features come by and do their thing. And if not, we're going to put our Penthouse girls up there and put on a show. And I'm like, man, I love you guys. So a lot of people have come forward. Scott and Jen Leza over at Monroe's in West Palm Beach opened up 2 of their clubs for us. So Jimmy's going to be at Monroe's, and Charzane will be performing a live aerial show from Epic in West.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they have all the rigging set up and they're working on it right now. So she's going to go over there and rehearse at some point next week and make sure that she can get her show. Each of the girls are going to get 10 minutes. It's not going to be like a traditional stage show because it's the internet. Anything can happen. So I wanted to keep it really simple. But Annie was telling me, you were telling me, Annie, that most competition shows are 10 minutes. So it's not really that big of a deal for the features, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty excited about it. Annie's headlining. So what are you going to do for your set? Have you decided? You have a theme?
I think I'm going to do a Corona show because it also gives me something to do. Like, I could do all my shows like by the back of my hand. I wanted to be creative, and I'm actually working with Danny, and Danny's helping me with my music and stuff. So it's fun, and it's helping me be creative again.
Well, explain to me what a Corona show entails.
Oh, I'm
Is that
sorry.
like Corona beer? Like you're going to take a bottle of Corona and do something Pornhub-ish with it, or what?
That's a great idea. I am open to suggestions. That's my messy show.
Oh, you want suggestions? Let's go around the horn. Bobby, suggestion for Annie's Corona show.
Oh, well, it's got to involve Lysol wipes in the dirtiest parts of her body, of course.
Josh, you got anything?
She just coughs and sneezes all over the whole place.
Everyone runs.
Jake, hit me with an idea. Jake,
Good idea, Jake.
Jake,
Corona show. Oh, it's got to be like you have to do like some sort of Latino inspired sombrero with some vodkas and Coronas and limes. Cover yourself in beer and salt and just roll around.
and then just endless sheets of toilet paper. A lot of toilet paper.
The camera.
I'm gonna,
You should come out in an Oriental outfit and bite the head off a bat to kick things off.
No, I was planning
It's got to be to Ozzy Osbourne music. It's got to be.
Wow.
What are you thinking, Josh? What should her musical set be?
Oh man, I don't know.
Did she come out with Latin music? I mean, how do you do that? You come out with...
Well, I don't get the correlation between Corona beer and coronavirus. Those are 2 completely different things, right?
So I was Danny Myers actually sent me like a little clip, and it's actually, there was a song I guess called like 19 something. I've never heard of it. He sent it to me about like, it was about like in the 90s about like Vietnam, but he remixed it, so it's about like COVID-19. So it's pretty interesting. It has like a dubstep beat, but I'm not sure. I'm still like playing around with everything. And if it all crashes and burns, I'll just bring my roller skates.
Yeah, there you go.
The worst case scenario, you're just gonna skate around in a bikini.
In my 50s.
So what does Vietnam have to do with the coronavirus? I'm just...
Yeah, dude, she lost me there too. I didn't want to be rude, but Annie, I have no fucking idea what the hell
I think he took out the Vietnam part and he remixed it. I'll have to send it to you, but
Yeah,
it doesn't.
but the entire lyrics to the song are about this combat soldier who has PSD from going to Vietnam.
Oh, is that what the song is about? I have no idea.
Soldier was 19. 19.
Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna roller skate, and I'm just gonna get caddy. I'm gonna drink Jameson, and I'm really just going there to go to a bar, and I'm gonna make Brian drink with me.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Never. I am never okay.
Annie, are you okay?
No. Or I could do my flight attendant show. I really like that one.
Well, yeah, but isn't that going to be for you're doing that for
True. I'm
competition,
doing
right?
that for EDI. True.
Do you really want to bust out the surprise?
No. I don't know. All these options. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll do something. I'll make it happen. But Brian, like seriously, you have to drink with me. Every time I see him, he's like, I'm not going to drink with you, Annie. And
He's
I
not
go,
a big drinker.
Wait.
yeah, I know, but I always convince him to drink with me.
Hold on. So you're going to be the only person inside a strip club by yourself doing a show because we're social distancing still, and you have to be drinking.
I don't have to drink.
Lush.
That'll be fun.
Lush.
I don't have to drink, but it'll be fun. I can say I drank in a strip club. How many people can say that?
Bailey, do you have any ideas for Annie Lane's Corona show, whether it be about beer or viruses? I'm very confused by the show.
I think it's supposed to be random like that.
Well, let's think about it. You girls have had a ton of downtime. So have you thought of any themes or new shows or anything that you're going to change when you get back into performing again for big crowds? Like, obviously, award season was just around the corner before all this stuff started. I don't know if we're going to be continuing or delaying or canceling. Who knows? I mean, who honestly knows at this point? But mindset-wise, did you take this time that you had to really sit down and kind of visualize or structure what you're going to do for award season and all through the end of the year? Or are you just kind of winging it?
So
Bailey, you go first.
From the time that I found out everything was closed down, I have utilized every single minute of almost every day to work on my internet image, my shows.
My Pornhub page.
Yeah, my Pornhub page. I made like 7 new social media accounts because I'm not Googleable. Nobody knows who Bailey Fox is. So I have ran 16 to 18
Josh
hours.
knows who you are. Don't worry.
I'm a nobody. It's okay.
Listen, we're going to help you today. What you're going to do is tomorrow, you're going to go to your local supermarket and you're going to spit all over the produce section. And you're going to wear a Bailey Fox t-shirt with your name on both sides. And
Bailey Fox.
And you got to get some Tootsie shorts, but don't have Tootsies on it if you're going to do this. Have your name, have your brand on it. But Annie, go to the Tootsie shorts. Show her this is how we brand. See this? Boom. You are not going to forget Tootsies when you see that, right?
Wait a minute.
So do what Annie just did.
Show him the Monroe's tits, will you please? So he'll shut up. There we go.
Annie, show her the same thing now while you're actually in handcuffs. Do it like as if you were being cuffed by the police and put into a cop car. That's how you do it. You'll get on all the news stations. BuzzFeed will run something. Planet Platypus will run it. ED Publications will run it. Look, see, you do that on the evening news, everyone's gonna know who the fuck you are. You don't, and then you utilize
No one's gonna book me, but they'll know me.
Unbelievable.
I think they'd book you.
Yeah, man, controversy sells.
I agree.
I mean, it's funny because everyone
Bobby.
kind of like we were saying earlier, either people are on vacation right now or people are just chomping at the bit and starting to do different things. Like one of our DJs at Tootsie's, he completely remodeled his house. I mean, like, how about it, Bobby? M2 like ripped every room in his house apart and started over and just
Retiled the deck, hung awnings, like he redid the outdoor bar.
He ran out of shit to do, so he went to another friend's house and helped him build his house out. Like it was,
Awesome.
And then there's people like Josh who do yoga and sleep 16 hours a day.
Yeah, I wish. I try to sleep that much, but no, I'm just enjoying the time off right now. I don't think you can ask anybody I've worked for in the past 20 years. I don't call out sick. I don't take days off. I don't take vacations. Even Expo, I try not to take days off. I try to work it in. So it's like, this is the first time I've really had the time off. So I'm just kind of catching up on rest and just, enjoying life, because this is a situation that's just out of my control. I can't fix this. So all I got to do is make the best of it,
Yeah, I'm kind of more sick of just talking about it to everybody. Everybody, and everybody who's checked in from the industry, that it's been great and it's appreciated. But it's just like after your 5th or 16th phone call, you're like, I wish there was something to talk about. But think about it. There's no sports going on right now. So all my sports friends, we have nothing to talk about. There's no entertainment anything going on. So you can't talk about a new artist or a new concert that's coming up, or, you know what I mean? Just normal conversation starters and things like that have been thrown out the window. So it's almost like Corona is like all we can talk about.
Oh, dude, no, what really bothers me is the because I'm watching a lot of TV, which I don't usually do, but now I'm sitting watching TV all the time, and all the commercials are somehow using this as like a marketing strategy, like the whole virus thing, and let's stay strong and stay healthy and stay home, and KFC delivers, kids, so order up some chicken sandwiches. It's like, it's just weird that this is like, such a serious thing, and it's being used as like a marketing tool. It's weird.
Yo, speaking of that, by the way, like, okay, so to make a dollar stretch, I've been doing cooking since this whole thing started a month ago. I've been cooking every night.
Yeah, same.
Lunches for the family. I've been doing dinners for us. We've been eating everything in our pantry, and I've been trying to stretch a dollar. So we got our surplus. We got our stimulus in the bank the other day. So we decided, hey, wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to cook for one night? Now we finally got a little bit of room to finances. So let's order out. It might be nice, we'll order out. We'll watch The Sopranos, which is what we do every night. So I call our Chinese restaurant. Well, ring, 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 ring. They're closed. And I don't mean like closed because it's too late. I mean, they're closed because of coronavirus. I go, well, you know what? Chinese stores are a dime a dozen. I'll call the other one that we sometimes order from when we want the other kind of Chinese food. I call them, ring, 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 ring. They're closed. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? So I take my phone, I open Google Maps, I call the next 2 Chinese delivery places within my area. Ring, 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 ring. I'm sorry, we close. Every Chinese place is closed. Are you shitting me? Are you kidding me?
I had this conversation the other day, like, Jesus Christ, like, I was like, it's because I think people are just nervous to order from them because people really think that, like, they're gonna get the coronavirus from Chinese food, and all I want is pork fried rice.
I'm saying, though, there's only 2 types of people that deliver, the Chinese and the Italian. I've been eating Italian for 30 days. Okay, that's all I make. I just want some Chinese food.
You act like there's something wrong with that. I could eat Italian food for the rest of my life.
I know, but I've had all those flavors in my mouth repeatedly. I wanted the other set of flavors right now. I can't believe, dude, it makes me want to open a Chinese restaurant. The money is just sitting there for the taking right now.
Well, let me ask you something, Bobby, because you actually keyed in on something I want to go back to. You're in kind of a routine with the missus. You guys are watching Sopranos, you're eating Italian food every night, and you're when this goes back to normal, oh, there's Binger. Hey, when you guys go back to normal, when everything's like, forget all that, where life as we know it exists again, are you still going to have the same routine, or do you think that it's going to cause a lot of like maybe resentment because, hey, I'm back to work, and you go back from the old way of doing things to this more intimate, we're on house arrest type feeling that we're all going to, and that goes for family or, anybody can answer this, but I'm just curious, like, do you think it's going to be different in that route?
So for me, because of the transitions that Cindy and I have gone through last year. So, like I was released from my place. So I was the one at home all the time. She was the one at work. And then the tables flipped. I got hired by Monroe's, and then Cindy's place closed down. So she was the one at home and I was the one at work. The thing is, whoever's at home does a little bit extra. We take care of the animals in the morning. We make breakfast. We do the shopping. Whoever's home takes on the little, extras. Cindy's still good, like in a partnership as my wife. She still does a lot of the domestic wife stuff, and I still do a lot of domestic husband stuff. That doesn't change. But whoever's home kind of you're the one that takes care of the house, as if the house is your baby now for a little while.
Yeah.
Just to give back to that other partner, because the last thing you want to do is come home from work and then work at home on something. So,
right.
Yeah, and it's a little different too, because we're used to being, a lot of us are night owls. My shift doesn't start till 11 o'clock at night. So now I'm on this different sleep schedule. I'm on this, like, everything about my current life right now is so opposite of the way it's always been. So I'm just curious as to how long it's going to take to transition back, and and just those many changes. You're forced into almost, like I said, it almost feels like a house arrest situation. You really, can't leave your house or you shouldn't leave your house. And then all of a sudden we're going to have freedom, but everybody's going to be afraid. So it's just, we got to ease into it. And I get it. It's mind boggling. And, you're dealing a lot more with your families now because a lot of people are, I notice like when I call somebody at 6 o'clock at night, it's dinner time now. Where like if I did that 3 months ago, everybody will pick up the phone no matter what time. Now it's like, hey, I'm having dinner with the family. I'll call you back.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, time means something now.
And
yeah, when you guys told me we were going live at 10 o'clock, I was like, oh, 10 o'clock, man. I'm gonna be going to bed around that time.
I miss my family so much. When all this went down, I was actually in Chicago celebrating my birthday, and I had to cut that trip short, which really kind of, now that I know where we're at, it kind of sucked. I wish I would have stayed out there for a little bit longer, but I can just imagine. My mom's driving me nuts. She just doesn't listen. And the older population is so what's the word I'm looking for? This thing really can hit the older population more than anybody else. So, and my mom has health conditions, so I'm even more fearful that if she gets sick, we're going to have a major issue. So, in a nice way, my sisters and I have been trying to tell her things. She just doesn't listen. So, she literally knocked her head on the driveway because after I told her, don't leave the house. And now, mind you, she lives in a community where it's like 65 and older, right? So every house on her block has a 60 to 80-year-old resident. So I'm telling her, Mom, stay in your house. I need to get some, fresh air. Okay, then open the door and let some fresh air come in. Like you're trying to explain to them, you are at risk way more than anybody else. Stop doing this. So she has one of these walkers, right? And the walker has wheels on the bottom of it, but it also has like a little seat. So if she wants to sit on it, she can sit and then get up and maneuver herself, whatever. Sitting on the top of the driveway has this decline. Mom's sitting backwards, the brakes give, and the wheels start rolling downhill. Now, she's okay, so it's funny as hell. You can laugh, but nothing happened other than she did hit her head. She got a lump. The paramedics came. They wouldn't take her to the hospital because of the corona situation, thank God. And, but she's driving me nuts. She's driving my sisters nuts because she won't listen. Are any of you going through, I know, Josh, you had some with your grandma and, she just had a situation and now
she was in a nursing home she broke her ankle and she got out of there just in time before all this happened, like really just in time. But for an older person, she's super active usually. So like, just being cooped up, she's alone and my dad's going to check on her, but he's like kind of leaving groceries at the front door because they don't want to come in contact. She's really scared, she's just older and she's afraid. My son is also up there too, and he was exposed to somebody that was tested positive, so he's under like quarantine right now. He's not showing any symptoms or anything like that, but he's on like full lockdown mode right now. So
Wow.
yeah, it's hard to be away when you have family that are compromised or just being far away from them at a time like this, and you can't get there. That's it's tough.
Yeah, thank God I have, the support system set up that I do over there, and I have a real tight knit family and everybody's great. I can't imagine, it's hard being there is one thing, but not being there, you don't see what's going on every day. So it's really tough. So I can relate to that. How about you, Bobby? How's your mom's in Canada, so you're in the same situation.
Dude, these two old ladies, let me tell you what, my mother in Prince Edward Island, they're only open like seasonally anyway. Like the city shuts down everything after August, September area. So they're used to pack racking it. Their entire garage is like a pantry pride. She's got like 2 freezers in there. She's got 2 fridges. The entire left wall is all dry goods and storage. So she's loaded for bear because they're used to being snowed in. They're used to living that way. So it's funny because the neighbors are slowly starting to hit them up instead of going all the way to the store. But,
they are the store.
Thank God they're healthy, they're retired, they're happy, they're locked up, they're cooped up, and they're well stocked. Their biggest concern is for like, their neighbors, that kind of thing. But they're healthy.
Well, that's good to know. That's really good to know. How about you, Annie? Family's
I miss
good?
my mom. I miss my mom a lot. My mom is really young and she's very healthy, so it's not an at-risk thing, but she lives in Connecticut. And because Connecticut, a lot of people from New York live in Connecticut, they can't come into Rhode Island. They pull you over if you try to come into Rhode Island and vice versa. So if she comes to see me, or if I go to see her, we're forced to self-quarantine for 14 days.
Hmm.
Like strict, like you can't leave your house at all. So I can't see my mom, which really sucks. Because I'm used to seeing her every week.
Yeah. Does anybody know anybody personally with coronavirus right now?
I do.
You know one person or multiple
I
people?
know one person, and she works in a emergency like dental facility, so she had to get tested. So when she tested positive, she had like no symptoms. She just had a headache. So like she never like it never really got bad for her because it's different for everyone. She
That's
just
so weird.
got a little sick and that was it. She had no idea.
And that's why I think, and I know this might be dumb to say, but I think it's like going to be okay when we get back, as long as we look after. If you have a condition, be aware, and if you feel sick, you're just going to have to monitor yourself a little bit different. Everybody gets the flu, everybody gets sick, they go to work anyway. I can't tell you how many times a DJ sneezed on a microphone and then the whole staff within the matter of a month gets sick or the flu, or we're covering shifts for people because they're out. That happens twice a year, every year, so now it's going to be like somebody sneezes or has the sniffles, going to get tackled, like, get out of here, so it's just the many changes we're going to go through. How about you, Jake? How are things in Jake Recordville?
My family's good. My
Yeah.
mom's in St. Louis, and she started quarantining, I think, yesterday. So I just can't get through to her. She's the same way. I told her a few weeks ago, I said, hey, maybe, you get sick real easy. Why don't you stay home and, just take it easy and get stuff delivered. And she said, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I would talk to her a few days later. I'm like, where are you at? She's like, oh, I'm at the grocery store. There's a lot of people here still. I'm like, oh, geez, Mom, stay home. I just can't get through to her. I think finally, it took the government to say, no, you can't leave your house. You have to stay home for her to stay home. So she's super active. I know it's rough for her, but most of my family, I think, is okay. I've got elderly grandparents still, and they seem to be doing well. They're pretty isolated up north. So, and that's just how they live, is isolated like that. So they're good.
Yeah, it's a nice time to catch up with everybody. You catch up with your family, and then all of a sudden you catch up with the industry. And then you realize just how big our small industry is, right? Because I spoke to Angelina Spencer, who is dealing with what seems to be these class action lawsuits that are coming together now because of the small business loan money that's the sex industry is being eliminated from this. So there's now these class action lawsuits. So she really couldn't get into any details, but it was just nice to hear her voice. Nice to know that the people who are always fighting for our legal rights to do what we love to do are out there, doing their thing. So, it was really nice to hear that. And another thing I wanted to mention was, I work for such a big company. We have so many clubs across the country, and there's just so many employees that recently got furloughed, and it's just, for everybody, it's terrible. I mean, I think everybody's in the same boat. We all feel the same way, but we had a conference phone call. The president of our company, the CEO, our vice presidents, and all of our regional managers, general managers. There was well over 100+ people on the call, and it was really the first time we had heard from anybody, since all this started. And Eric Langen, who's our CEO, and Ed Anakar, who's our president, both very real in their statements, stating how the toughest thing that they ever had to do in their life was to furlough, a whole company of employees. I mean, I really didn't think about it, but after the call, that must have been the hardest decision to make, and they had to make it. And they explained why in a very, ethical way. And it was just done in such a nice, professional, yet human way, where to the point where Eric Langen, the CEO of our company, said, look, if any of you guys are really, really in dire straits, you call me. And if I can't help you in one way, I will stand with you to make sure you're helped. And that was a big statement, and Ed Anakar echoed that. And I don't want to give up, too much information on a corporate meeting, but I just wanted to also say that it was really nice to hear that from your leaders and to have somebody there kind of saying, we're all going to get through this. And I think that's the message here. So, it was really good. Have you guys been talking to anybody from your respective clubs, or Annie, have you talked to anybody from any of your bookings or any club?
Yeah, no, I check in with people often and stuff like that too, just to shoot the shit once in a while, because I'm such a lush. I'll send out a shot. I'll take a shot and ask them to send me a shot back, kind of thing.
Right.
But I think this is going to bring us closer together, because it's just, I feel like we're really united, and like, I don't know. It's just, we're all going through the same thing. So I feel like we're going to create a stronger bond in our industry.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. So, Bailey, what's on the horizon for you? You're new into this feature thing. What's the big goal for, the end of this year? God willing, we're back to normal again at some point, but what are your goals going forward just in the immediate future here as a feature entertainer, as a new feature entertainer?
I'm basically growing my name right now, trying to get discovered, trying to get more bookings. I would like to compete more, but we'll see. And
Are you
definitely
going to
need
do
more.
Monroe's again this year?
I don't know.
I want to.
I don't know if they're going to have the Monroe's thing. I mean,
Yeah, I talked to Joe B. They're gonna they're trying to put it for, well, I don't know if it's a definite, but they're trying to have it Labor Day weekend.
oh, but they haven't set a date yet.
Well, that's what they're shooting for.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know they're gonna move it. I don't know if they would do it on the.
Well, that's, yeah, because they asked us if if they changed it, if we were all available. Well, not all. I don't know if who else is. I know Nova is competing in Charzane, and that's all I know. And me.
Yeah, I will. I don't know how to sign up or who to talk to or anything, but I definitely will.
You got to get more videos on Pornhub, and then it'll work itself out.
Yep.
For
I
sure.
thought you did really good last year on the fly. I thought you did wicked good.
Thank you. So Natasha Nova called me and she said, hey, they need somebody to fill in. Someone got sick, and can you come? And I was in Tennessee at a show, and I stayed up all night, made new shows for the competition in the allotted time, like made the time shows. I think it was like 4 minutes or 10 minutes. I can't remember. But I stayed up all night and then flew there and competed and flew back and like go.
That's pretty impressive.
No rehearsing. That was the first time I ever wore my Pikachu costume on stage.
I like it.
Super fast.
Annie, how much money would it take you to do an actual porn scene, a missionary insertion scene, male on female Pornhub video for 3 minutes? What
3 minutes?
Well, 3-minute video.
A good clip.
What the hell's
I don't
3
know.
minutes? What is that, a GIF?
I don't know. I'm so
All right, a 20-minute video. What do you need, Bobby? I don't know. Apparently, some of us watch a little bit more porn than others.
Well, apparently some of us have more staying power than 3 minutes.
I don't know. Like I'm still trying to get used to watching myself fuck myself. So I don't know.
Five G's to $5,000 for you to do a boy-girl show in the middle of coronavirus. $5,000.
We get to pick the boy though.
Yeah, Daryl Roberson.
Yeah, sure. I'm horrified. Who would you pick? No.
I would pick Daryl Roberson. Put him in that suit with the pink.
Yeah, he's got to be in the suit. Got to be in the suit.
What are my things? Like, obviously, I like personality, but I really like guys in like fitted suit. That's like.
Hey, Annie, don't downplay the dude. You heard how deep his voice is. He's probably hung to the knee. That kid.
I'm just saying, is there a price? I mean, times are tough. Would you do porn for, let's say, one scene for $10,000, $20,000? Am I getting warm? 25 grand, 30
Can I pick
grand.
a
Would you do
girl?
it?
Why does it have to be a guy? What happens? Can I do like 3 girls?
Girl prices are different. Girl prices, we give you 300.
Hold on.
Really?
Let's pull the room right. Let's pull the room of guys right now. Hey guys, raise your hand if you think a girl scene would be worth more than $2. Nobody cares about girl scenes anymore, Annie. You know that.
I like
That's
that.
soft porn.
That's the category I like.
Well, I gotta say, before we wrap up, I want to talk about Rock the House a little bit again. But before we end with the discussion about Rock the House and our events, our very own boy, Mr. Jiggy, Josh, Fuego King, the Spitfire King.
Yeah, I kind of went wild with the name on this thing. It's like it's cut off in the middle there. I couldn't decide on a moniker for myself.
Jiggy J.
So
Fuego.
it's just
Josh actually he's been in the studio. You've been in the studio a lot now, man. You're
yeah, been on fire this week.
he's not only did the Spitfire for today's show, you also did a Spitfire for the event, which is already
For the
done.
event, yeah, which our friend Montoya is working on a little music video for it right now. So we'll have a little visual to go with that, which would be cool. And the way you presented it to me was you wanted me to write the "We Are the World" for the strip club industry.
Yeah,
And
man.
so it's like a super cheesy pop song, but I think for what it is, it'll be good.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it
Yeah,
was,
no, I like it too. It's just, my usual style is a little bit different than what that is, but I really chilled it down for that one,
yeah.
like serious, like there's pianos and melodies, and I'm like rapping all like slow and stuff,
So tell us a little bit about your, Rock the House track that you provided.
The one we're gonna play today.
The one we're gonna play right now.
All right, so today's Spitfire, we did a song that's basically like a promo for the event. It's just letting you know what's going on, who's gonna be there, what's happening, and it's just kind of like a promo / theme song for Rock the House coming up May 1st.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Hey kids, the coronavirus got you down? Yeah. Feeling stuck inside because you're quarantined? Yeah. Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. May 1st, Planet Platypus presents an international web event, Rock the House. We'll bring the strip club to you. I know you getting restless and depressed, but yo, don't stress out. We've been in quarantine and yo, it seems we'll never get out. And all the clubs are closed, but that don't mean the party's over, cause the planet's gonna throw another banger, let me show ya. We take the hardest party and we bring it to your crib. So just sit back and relax as we take you on a trip. We got music from some DJs gonna bring you the best. Live sets from Jimmy B and my man Danny West. And performances from features you can watch from the couch. We got comedians to see and you ain't gotta go out. Mike Banzica, Adam Hunter, hey, but wait, there's more. Our girl Alaska don't just dance, she's got laughs galore. Natasha, Nova, Annie Lane, Angel Bo, Charzane, Ray of Sunshine, Heather Heaven, Pixie Ray, so insane. Even Gooch has returned, that's what I'm talking about. Even though we can't go out, we gon' rock the house. Even though we stuck inside, we got industry pride. How many people ready to rock the house? Quarantine is stranded, so just leave it to the planet. How many people ready to rock the house? We got music and laughs, and that's not even the half. How many people ready to rock the house? Even though we can't go out, just relax on the couch. How many people ready to rock the house?
There it is, Rock the House, coming to a living room near you May 1st. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be an epic event of biblical proportions that has never been seen before in this industry or on the internet. And we're going to do it for the very first time with an all-star lineup.
Yeah, the only thing that was weird about that is everybody was bopping their heads and looking at it.
It's weird, I know. It's so weird. When we do this like a radio show, we just play the song is one thing, but I do feel awkward just like looking into the screen, nodding my head. Like maybe I should just do them live.
I don't feel awkward about it. It just felt like I was on the opening scene of the Brady Bunch. Because everybody in their square, just kind of like, yeah. If we got 3 more people in the room, we could actually play Hollywood Squares. That would be really fun.
That would be fun.
That's maybe something we should think of for our next podcast. I like doing the video more than I thought I would like doing video, but I
hate it.
I don't like not being. I guess what I mean is, if we were all in the same room in the studio like normal, and we had the video like camera in the room, I don't think I would mind it as much as I thought I would after the experiment.
Yeah.
You know, it's just gonna be
I'll take Annie Lane for the block.
Yeah, right. You know, I'll take Johnny Michelson for the win. You know, good stuff. So May 1st, 8 p.m., Rock the House. And it's an event, you know, look, we're all entertainers at heart. Everybody's bored. We're getting ready to go back to work. So it's the party before we all go throw the party. So we have a lot of clubs that donated their buildings to make this happen with the feature entertainers putting on some really cool shows. I'm excited about that. You know, having the stand-up comedians and the DJs involved. It's just amazing. I've had a lot of people asking me, I want to do something. I want to do a show. And you know, I already have the acts that are doing the feature shows done. We'll announce the lineup on Monday. Of all the performers and everybody that's going to be, you know, performing at certain times. So we'll actually literally have a 4-hour schedule so that you can see who's performing when. But there's a lot of integration, meaning like while DJs are performing on their sets, they might be like Josh with his headphones on right now in front of a set of turntables, but on another screen, we'll have girls who are live in bikinis dancing from their living rooms. So that's open to feature entertainers, and I have 10 spots open. I have 12 total spots, but Pixie and Stacia are getting.
Wait, have you seen Bailey's living room yet, Platypus?
Whose?
Have you seen Bailey's living room? She's been doing living room shows. She took her Lyra apart and stretched lights across her house with a pole in the center. So she turned her entire home into a rave club.
Then how do you
That's
turn
awesome.
the camera? Okay, here we go.
That's pretty cool.
Hold
Now
on.
I see nothing. We lost.
Please hold.
Warning!
Please hold.
Warning!
Yeah, check this out.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we have to do something from Bailey's house.
Yeah, for
I love
sure.
it.
That's nice.
That's really cool.
Heck now.
What is that? That's your living room?
Yeah.
That's what she's been doing with her time off.
Like,
Installing lighting.
just threw a couch in the corner and a pole in the middle of the room.
Yep. Hold on.
That's-
You can use that.
You are so Knoxville.
What?
I think that pole is just there for decoration. I don't believe that you
She
can.
doesn't know how to use it yet.
No, I don't. I can't pole dance, actually.
Hold
I'm
on.
really bad.
Prove me
Go
wrong.
do a trick.
She's
Okay.
wicked good.
Well, I mean, like, but set the camera up so we can like see. Okay. Or hold
Just
it.
I'm
go
gonna
up
try
there,
to
he's a
move
technical
people to
genius.
you.
Do the put the camera at the wall and then do a trick. So
Hold on, I'll play Josh's song again so that we don't get kicked off for music right infringement.
I just turn the camera off and then do the trick. That's perfect.
Yeah, turn the
No,
camera off. It's,
I had to set it down to move my
Jake.
tripod.
Jake, she's blindfolded, Jake.
Can't
She's
see.
upside down, Jake. She's blindfolded.
Doing it yet is
I actually can pole dance blindfolded.
This is the best fucking pole trick I've ever seen in my career.
I know, right?
What is that, velvet?
Oh,
That
it's-
tried to show my whole house. Okay, leave me alone.
she to go change. What?
Hurry up, baby. This is your chance.
What?
Do
I'm
a pole trick.
struggling. I'm struggling, okay?
Well,
And I also have pants on.
so
All right, well,
your-
take your pants off.
Can I get naked? Because
You
I'm
can't
naked under
You
these
got
pants.
panties on?
Nope.
You have no panties on?
Nope.
All right, so run in the other room and grab a pair of panties, throw them on and do a pole trick.
Okay, please hold.
We are on hold while Bailey Fox gets a pair of panties because she goes.
I'm pretty sure our 100 viewers will hold for Bailey to get in panties.
Josh, you know what? Just to be supportive, why don't you run in the other room and get a pair of panties too?
All right, be right back.
Yeah, Josh, put on a pair of panties. Annie, you don't gotta do anything because you got cleavage and you got the butt cheek thing
She's got
happening.
the advertising already going.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm lazy.
Stand it. Oh, look, she put booty shorts on. How nice. All right, hold on. I'll play some music for you.
Hey kids, the road don't stress out. We've been in quarantine and yo, it seems we'll never get out. And all the clubs are closed, but that don't mean the party's over. Cause the planet's gonna throw another banger, let me show ya. We take the hardest party and we bring it to your crib. So just sit back and relax as we take you on a trip. We got music from some DJs gonna bring you the best. Live sets from Jimmy B and my man Danny West. And performances from features you can watch from the couch. We got comedians to see and you ain't gotta go out. Mike Banzica, Adam Hunter, hey, but wait, there's more. Our girl
All right, let's
don't
give her
just
a
dance, she's got laughs galore. Natasha Nova, Annie Lane, Angel Bo, Charzane, Rhea Sunshine.
Good job.
See, I can't do it. I can't pull dance.
Fantastic.
It's the first time anyone ever was stripped to a pan flute.
Yeah, you know,
I actually danced to the I Love You Barney song in 2012 on
Oh,
stage.
that
in front
DJ
of
must have
everyone.
hated your guts.
that's the worst song you ever danced to?
Well, somebody paid me a lot of money to do it, and I tipped the DJ very well. So
Nice.
Annie, what's the worst song you ever danced to in your career?
One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater.
Oh
yes.
my God, that was a bad one.
That was, it was. I did not request that song. The DJ thought it'd be funny to put it during my set, and I was like, whatever.
Wow.
Wait, a DJ played that for you without telling you?
Yeah.
That's a rookie mistake.
Wow.
I see what, sometimes these guys, they think they're doing something that's going to be fun. People get a kick out of it or whatever. And it's just such a bad idea. Like,
Even though even my Christmas sets though, like I like to dance to like Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It's different, but like it's
But it's
actually
powerful. It's got
popular.
powerful
People,
beats.
people
It's
like
got
it. They're like, what the
powerful
fuck? But it's like such a strong beat. That's
yeah.
it's that.
Well, we don't do this too much anymore, but back in the day, as a DJ, if an entertainer would piss you off for any number of reasons, we would punish them back by playing a song that we were okay to play. Like, it wouldn't be like we'd get in trouble, but something that the entertainer would necessarily.
She hates it.
Mambo
right?
number 5.
Yeah, Josh,
It
throw
counts.
someone else out there. Like, what's the worst song you ever played an entertainer out of spite?
I've never played that game. I just have too much anxiety to like start playing weird shit like that. But I did have a manager once who would once in a while come out and want me to play Rock Around the Clock and do like a cooter ball show with whatever girl was on stage. And I just always thought that was awful. I don't know. But that was probably for me, that was probably the worst, Rock Around the Clock.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to be sexy to Bill Haley in the comments,
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah,
my
I-
whole club,
I've definitely played that game. I had no gauge when I was young. As a fact, I kept an entire folder of hate music. Dude, I had
Nice.
Macarena in there. I had John Deere Green. I had Billy Ray Cyrus. I had Lou Bega. Everything and anything you could imagine. I even had the Adam Sandler, stick the shampoo bottle out of my ass type songs.
Yeah.
yeah, but there was even when you did that, there was always somebody in the audience that thought it was funny or clever or
I love this song.
right. And then that would kind of ruin it. So like, because you don't want her to get attention because she wronged you and you're trying to punish her. It's one of those things. The worst song, and I don't think anyone could top this, the worst thing I ever played for an entertainer who upset me was a song off the Zamfir album. And I don't know if you guys know who Zamfir is. Zamfir is the pan flute guy. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was this infomercial that would be on all the time on like regular cable stations. And there was this like really feminine looking guy, and he had this pan flute. And he would play all the classics from the pan flute, and it was just really gay and really like wrong. And I would play that song for girls that would upset me. It was great. I would play it.
You know what? I did all that stuff, obviously before I knew any better, and I was costing myself money. But one of the cool things that DJs and I used to do would be we would text each other like a challenge song, because once I figured out what the game really was. The idea was it's not really what you play, it's how you sell it and how your girl dances to it. So we would come up with an impossible song every day and challenge each other to play it somewhere in the day. But you had to know your room. You had to know when to drop it. You had to know who to drop it with. So like, let's say the song of the day was Copacabana by Barry Manilow,
Right.
or any disco song. Like at the wrong moment, it's a room killer.
But
At the right moment with the right girl, you
Well,
could have everybody in a tizzy in that place,
Yeah.
screaming the lyrics to. So we had fun with that challenge once in a while.
Hokey Pokey, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst song you ever heard in a strip club, Jake?
What?
Worst song you ever heard in a strip club?
It wasn't.
Anything by Drake.
It wasn't a strip club, but this bar I used to hang out in St. Louis, when it was closing time, they would play this like screeching monkey song just to get people out of the door because people would hang out. So the DJ would just turn the volume up and there was just screaming. He's like, and now the screaming monkeys. And it was just barking monkeys. And
I usually play Metallica at the end of the night. Usually gets my riffraff out of there. Those end of the night people don't want to hear heavy metal after they've been. It's a weird thing. Bobby, worst song you ever heard in a strip club? Whether you were the person playing it or you just happened to be a spectator of another glorious DJ playing a bad song.
This is a tough one for me. I worked at a couple places that played country music, and I actually love some of the country music is actually like the last form of real rock and roll left on the planet.
Right.
But there's some twangy fucking 60 beat per minute shit out there. And, we were trying to play up to our crowd. We were in a Western neighborhood. We were trying to do right. And I didn't have the musical knowledge to make the call once in a while because I didn't know the song, but I would take the $50. It was the end of the night. There's 5 people. Let me give it a shot. If it sucks, I'll never play it again. And then you get into that, 10th note. And you're like, oh, this is going to be a long 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Josh, worst song you ever heard in a strip club?
All right, so I worked with a guy who was I don't know if it was shift change time or maybe I was just hanging out at the club, but I was by the DJ booth and he's playing this house song, which was kind of like a generic, deep house beat. And then the song like starts to break down and you hear the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech as part of the song. And like the whole fucking speech. And this DJ is so oblivious, he doesn't realize that this is even happening. So I'm going, dude, what the fuck is this? And he's like, what are you talking about? It's got a good beat. What do you mean? And I'm like, you don't realize that this is like the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is like making a speech right now to the strip club. You have no idea what's going on right now. I mean, it was the whole speech. He's like,
wow.
The mountaintops of Alabama. I mean, it was bad. That was probably the worst I've ever heard. But this is the same DJ who would play Christmas songs in May. So he was just awful. But that was probably the worst one ever.
Annie Lane, worst song you ever heard in a strip club?
It's still gonna be my Flying Purple People.
That's a bad one.
And it wasn't even like
Was it Halloween or something?
Was that the DJ Casanova remix?
So it was just awkward.
That was that Casanova mix, right? That was off of Casanova 5.
No.
These girls don't know nothing about Casanova.
We gotta teach them.
They need to get familiar.
Get familiar.
Yes.
Bailey, worst song you ever heard in a strip club?
We can't cuss, right?
Yes, we can cuss.
Oh, okay. So the song's called Prison Bitch, and I don't know who it's by.
Prison Bitch.
Yeah.
That's like the greatest song ever.
In the strip club?
You're my prison bitch, prison bitch, prison bitch, prison bitch. Da la 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 la.
Oh wow.
The worst song I ever heard was at Tees Lounge in West Palm Beach back in early 2000s. Vance Phillips played this poor girl. She was like 19 years old. She's on stage and he's playing her MacArthur Park. And I don't know.
Oh my God.
You girls will never know what that song is. It was like a 70s song that was never on a chart ever. But he would play it for her like every time she went on stage because he was working day shift and mid shift. So like we would have an older clientele. So in his mind, I guess he thought, he would play some of the current hits, but then he would play like some oldies. But the oldies were songs that he obviously liked. He used to play some stuff that I would never pull off, you'd never be able to pull off anywhere. But music's important in any nightclub setting. So that's an interesting topic. But listen, we could talk all night. I think we've gone long enough. Let's go around the horn real quick. Anything you want to say or promote, or I'll let the girls start. Bailey, since first of all, thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you at industry events in the future and getting to know you better. But in the meantime, why don't you tell our listeners and our viewers just where they can find you and what you're up to?
So I don't have a home club right. Well, I do San Diego Expose, but I'm not there very much because it's on the other side of the world. You can find me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at the official Bailey Fox. And thank you guys for letting me be on your show. I feel so special right now.
You are special.
You can actually thank us by doing poll tricks as we end the show. But you know, you can get ready now. But I'm going to go around the horn. Once everybody's done, we're going to end the show with you on the poll. But Annie Lane, what's going on with you, girlfriend? Tell everybody, where are you at? What are you doing? How many fetish videos are we doing this week? Tell everybody.
Always, but you can find me. It's on my website. I have links to all my sites. It's just www.annielane.sexy.
Anything you want to say to anybody, Annie? Anything you want to shout out? Anything?
No.
Okay. Annie shouts out no one.
Oh, hi.
Any shout outs? Anything you want to say?
I want to tell everybody to make sure you tune in May 1st to Planet Platypus as we rock the house with the industry's biggest superstars. And make sure you approach Bailey Fox and say hello to her whenever you see her in a club setting.
Thanks, Josh. Bobby Mack.
Make sure you head on over to our brand new page and subscribe. Pornhub account.
Yeah.
And please recommend and favorite.
Oh, Bobby, you're the best. That is so good.
That's great.
Jake Record, you got anything?
I got nothing. I'm glad that that everybody is getting accustomed to the webcam. I'm digging the live shows. I like the format. Each one's getting a little bit better. I like that. So I think we've needed that for a while.
Yeah, it's a big learning curve, but at least this situation to have a silver lining off of our black cloud, this, you know, at least we're experimenting with it and getting used to it. But I just can't wait to get back in the studio with these clowns, you know?
For real, yeah, same.
It's been too long. A month feels like, you know, years at this point. It's only been a month. It's literally been, tomorrow's 30 days since they shut Tootsie's down. So it's
crazy. Seems like so much longer.
Yeah, man. It really is. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're going to end the show with, you know, a very special pole performance right now by Bailey Fox. And thanks for watching. If we bored you, I'm sorry, but there's really nothing else. Fuck it. I hope you like the show. And we will see you guys next week for sure. And we are out.
The planet is back. The planet is back. Planet is back. Ground control, we have landed on the planet. It's been a long time, we should have never granted, but we standing on the front line, prime for the sequel. Part 2 will rock you, the voice of the people. We had to take it back, shake it up and rearrange it. The industry's evolving, now we rolling with the changes. Black, Bobby Mack, Josh, Brian, and Mary, about to take over the planet. Make some noise if you hear me. The planet is back. 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 Come on.
Good night, everybody.